ይህ ጥቂት ታላላቅ የሚባሉ ኢትዮጵያውያን አትሌቶች ያሳኩት ታሪክ ብቻ ነው። ኃይሌ ገብረስላሴ በፈረንጆቹ 2005፣ 2009፣ 2010 እና 2012 ይህንን የ10 ኪሎ ሜትር ውድድር ደጋግሞ አሸንፎታል። ቀነኒሳ በቀለ በ2014 እና በ2016 ይህንን ማድረግ ችሏል። ደግሞ በሴቶቹ ጥሩነሽ ዲባባ 2013 እና 2015 ላይ ነግሳበታለች። ብርሃኔ አደሬ በ2003 እና በ2006 የድሉ ባለቤት ነበረች። ሰለሞን ባረጋ በተከታታይ 2 ዓመታት ይህንን አስደናቂ ታሪክ መስራት የቻለው ኢትዮጵያዊ ሆኗል። ይህ ወጣት ኢትዮጵያዊ የኦሎምፒክ ሻምፒዮን በግሬት ማንቸስተር ራን አስደናቂ የሚባል ብቃቱን በማሳየት ለተከታታይ 2ኛ ዓመት አስገራሚ ድል አስመዝግቧል። ዘንድሮ በተካሄደው አስደናቂው የ10 ኪሎ ሜትር ውድድር ሰለሞን ባረጋ የግል ፈጣን ሰዓቱን በመስበር ጭምር አሸናፊ ሆኖ መጨረስ ችሏል። የተወደዳችሁ የኢትዮ አትሌቲክስ ተከታታዮች ይህ የ2026 የግሬት ማንቸስተር ራን ውድድር ነው። አስደናቂውን ድል ሰለሞን ባረጋ ተቀዳጅቶታል። ይህንን ውድድር እስከ መጨረሻው ድረስ በመከታተል እንድትዝናኑበት ጋበዝናችሁ። ላይክ፣ ሼር፣ ኮሜንት እና ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ በቻናላችን ላይ እንድትሳተፉ ጋበዝናችሁ። 40,000 ሯጮችና 150,000 በላይ ተመልካቾች በተሰባሰቡባት በዚች ታሪካዊ የኢንዱስትሪ ከተማ ጎዳናዎች ላይ ኢትዮጵያዊው ሰለሞን ባረጋ በዓለም የረጅም ርቀት ሩጫ ውስጥ አሁንም ለምን እጅግ አደገኛ ከሆኑ አትሌቶች አንዱ እንደሆነ በድጋሚ አስመስክሯል። የኦሎምፒክ ሻምፒዮኑ የግሬት ማንቸስተር ራን የ10 ኪሎ ሜትር የጎዳና ላይ ሩጫ ክብሩን በተሳካ ሁኔታ ያስጠበቀበት ዲንስ ጌት ላይ የሚገኘውን የፋይናንስ መስመር 27:37 በሆነ እጅግ አስደናቂ ሰዓት በማቋረጥ የግል ፈጣን ሰዓቱን በማስመዝገብ ከ2025 ድሉም 12 ሰከንዶች የፈጠነ ሰዓትን በማሳየት ድል ማድረግ ችሏል። የዩሩጓይ ሳንቲያጎ ካትሮፌ በሁለተኛነት ያጠናቀቀ የ2024 አሸናፊ የሆነው ኬንያዊው ቪንሰንት ንጌቲች እና የብሪታንያ ተስፋ የሆኑት ማርክ ስኮትና አንዲ ቡርቻትን ያካተተው የዓለም ጠንካራ ኤሊት ስብስብን የገጠመው ሰለሞን ባረጋ ለሙያው መገለጫ የሆኑትን ታክቲካዊ ብልሃትና አስደናቂ የአጨራረስ ፍጥነት በድጋሚ አሳይቷል። ይህ ድል በማንቸስተር ጎዳናዎች ላይ ያስመዘገበው ተከታታይ 2ኛ ዘውዱ ሲሆን በስታዲየም በትራክም ሆነ በጎዳና ላይ ውድድር የማይናወጥ ዝናን እንደገነባ አሳይቷል። ለብዙ አድናቂዎች ይህ ድል ሌላ ማስታወሻ ነበረ። ምንም እንኳን በኦሎምፒክ ወርቅ በዓለም ክብረ ወሰኖችና በታሪክ ብቃቶች የተሞላ ስኬታማ የውድድር ዘመን ቢኖረውም ሰለሞን ባረጋ የ26 ዓመት ወጣት በመሆኑ በዘመናዊ አትሌቲክስ ውስጥ እጅግ አስደናቂ ከሆኑ ታሪኮች መካከል አዳዲስ ምዕራፎችን እየጻፈ ይገኛል። ለመሆኑ ሰለሞን ባረጋ ማን ነው? ከገጠር የኢትዮጵያ ክፍል ወጥቶ በኦሎምፒክስ ሻምፒዮን ለመሆን እንዴት በቃ? ጥቂት እንመለከተዋለን። በኢትዮጵያ ከፍተኛ ደጋማ ቦታዎች የተጀመረ ትውልድ ነው ያለው። እንደ ፈረንጆቹ አቆጣጠር ጥር 20 2000 ላይ በኢትዮጵያ የጉራጌ ዞን በአሁኑ የማዕከላዊ ኢትዮጵያ ክልላዊ መንግስት ውስጥ የሚገኝ በገጠራማ አካባቢ ተወለደ። ዘመናዊ የልምምድ ቁሳቁሶችንና ማዕከላትን አግኝተው የሚያድጉት ዘመናዊ አትሌቶች ሰለሞን ባረጋ እድል አልቀናውም። እሱ ያደገው 8 ልጆች 3 ሴቶችና 4 ወንድሞች ባሉበት የገበሬ ቤተሰብ ውስጥ ነው። የመጨረሻ ልጅ ሆኖ ያደገው ሰለሞን ባረጋ ህይወት ቀላል አልነበረለትም። ቤተሰቡ የሚተዳደረው እህል በማምረት ሲሆን ዕለታዊ ኃላፊነቶች ደግሞ ወጣ ገባ በሆነው የኢትዮጵያ ገጠር ውስጥ ረጅም የእግር ጉዞዎችና ሩጫዎች ይጠይቁ ነበረ። በቤታቸው ውስጥ ቴሌቪዥንም ሆነ ሬዲዮን አልነበረም። ኢንተርኔትም ያኔ አይታሰብም። ስለ ዓለም አቀፍ አትሌቲክስም የሚያውቀው ነገር አልነበረም። ወላጆቹ ከስፖርት ይልቅ ለትምህርት ቅድሚያ ይሰጡ ስለነበረ መጀመሪያ ላይ በአትሌቲክስ ምኞቱ ላይ ተቃውሞ ነበራቸው። ነገር ግን ሰለሞን ባረጋ ሳያውቀው የወደፊት ሻምፒዮንነቱን መሰረት እየጣለ ነበረ። በየቀኑ ወደ ትምህርት ቤት ለመድረስ ረጅም ርቀት ይጓዝ ነበረ። በእግር ወደ መለስተኛ ትምህርት ቤት ለመድረስ ከ50 እስከ 60 ደቂቃ ይወስድበታል። ተራራማ በሆኑ ቦታዎች ቦታዎች ላይ ይሮጣል። ከሩቅ ቦታዎች ውሃ ይቀዳና ቤተሰቡን በእርሻም ያግዛል። እነዚያ በኢትዮጵያ ደጋማ ክፍሎች የተደረጉ ማለቂያ የሌላቸው ርቀቶች ቆይቶ በዓለም ላይ ካሉ ፈጣን ሯጮች መካከል አንዱ እንዲሆንና የጽናትም ባለቤት እንዲሆን አስቻለው። ሰለሞን ባረጋ መጀመሪያ ላይ አልሞ የነበረው የእግር ኳስ ተጫዋች ለመሆን ነበረ። ሩጫ በቤተሰቡ ውስጥ የተለመደ ታሪክ አልነበረም። ነገር ግን በ13 ዓመቱ በአካባቢው ትምህርት ቤቶች ውድድሮች ላይ መካፈል ሲጀምር ሁሉም ነገር መቀየር ጀመረ። የመጀመሪያ ውድድር በሁለተኛነት የተጠናቀቀ ቢሆንም በውስጡ ግን ትልቅ የእሳት ብልጭታን ፈጠረ። መምህራንና የአካባቢው አሰልጣኞች እሱ በእድሜው ካሉ ሌሎች ልጆች በተለየ መልኩ አስደናቂ ፍጥነትና የጽናት አቅም እንዳለው አስተዋሉ። ተከታታይ ስኬታማ የሆኑ የአካባቢውን ውድድሮችና የዞን ውድድሮችን በድል ማጠናቀቅ ቻለ። ሰለሞን ባረጋ በጉራጌ ዞን በደቡብ ፖሊስ ክለብ በተደራጀ የልማት ፕሮግራም ውስጥ ተካተተ። ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜም በከፍተኛ ቦታዎች የተዋቀረ ስልጠናን ማግኘት ጀመረ። ወላጆቹ መጀመሪያ ላይ በትምህርቱ ብቻ እንዲያተኩር ይፈልጉ ነበረ። ነገር ግን ድሎችና ሜዳሊያዎች መምጣት ሲጀምሩ ቀስ በቀስ ምኞቱን ተቀበሉት። እንደ አውሮፓውያኑ አቆጣጠር በ2015 በ15 ዓመቱ ሰለሞን ባረጋ በኢትዮጵያ የወጣቶች ስብስብ ውስጥ ተመርጦ ወደ አዲስ አበባ ተዘዋወረ። እዚያም ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ እንደነ ቀነኒሳ በቀለና ኃይሌ ገብረስላሴ ያሉ የኢትዮጵያ የአትሌቲክስ ፈርጦችን መማርና ልምዳቸውንም መቅሰም ቻለ። የቀነኒሳ በቀለን አስደናቂ የአጨራረስ ብቃት ቪዲዮቹን በማየት መነሳሳቱን አገኘ። ብዙም ሳይቆይ ከጉራጌ የመጣው ወጣት ሯጭ የሀገር አቀፍ ትኩረትን መሳብ ጀመረ። ዓለም አቀፉ የአትሌቲክስ ማህበረሰብ ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ ለሰለሞን ባረጋ ትኩረት የሰጠው እንደ አውሮፓውያኑ አቆጣጠር በ2016 በፖላንድ በተካሄደ የዓለም ከ20 ዓመት በታች ሻምፒዮና ላይ በ16 ዓመቱ በ5000 ሜትር ውድድር 13:21 በሆነ ሰዓት ወርቅ ሜዳሊያ ሲያሸንፍ ነበረ። ከዚያ በኋላ ኢትዮጵያ አዲስ ተሰጥኦ ያለውን አስደናቂ አትሌት እንደወለደች ግልጽ ሆነ። ከዚያ በኋላ የተፈጠረው በሙሉ ታሪክ ነበረ። በ10 ዓመታት ውስጥ ያላሳካው ነገር የለም። በጎዳና ላይ ውድድሮች፣ በዓለም ሻምፒዮና፣ በኦሎምፒክ መድረክ፣ በቤት ውስጥ ውድድሮችና በማራቶን ጭምር ሰለሞን ባረጋ በተለያዩ መድረኮች ነገሰ። አሁን ደግሞ ለሁለት ተከታታይ ዓመታት በግሬት ማንቸስተር ራን የ10 ኪሎ ሜትሩን ውድድር በአሸናፊነት ማጠናቀቅ ቻለ። የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
For this battle here for second and third.
Yeah, this is the battle for second and third. I can tell you a little further back as well that Emi Eloise Neal has now passed Verity Ockenden, who's the Neal is now one of the world's best. Has got so many options. She's a nice looking runner as well, Paula. You know, up on the road, she's got a good action as well. We talk about Helen, but you know, I would just like to see her. She gets a little bit stronger, develop a little bit more pace and racecraft on the track. If she's going to contest at 5,000, maybe 10,000 eventually on the track at the big championships, World Champs later this year, for instance, she just needs to have that in her locker as well.
Yeah, she does. She's very much still learning that trade, perhaps because she was so much better than the others at junior level, so she hasn't had to really learn the tactics of putting herself in the right position and really judging those races.
Right now the gaps are closed. Is that Emily Sisson who's got moved up?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is. That's a run. I mean, I think partly because these two have been running together. You see that Isa goes. Obiri's been at the front, but Gebrselassie just been waiting. And now all of a sudden, though, Sisson has caught them. So my old coach, Paul, I used to say, if you catch somebody, go past them. But that's easier said than done when the two ahead of her are going as well as they are and are as good as they are. But
and who they are as well, I think.
Yes,
when you reel them in, this is giving a huge confidence boost to Emily Sisson. She's had a little bit of a rough ride. She kind of didn't get the run that she wanted to in the American Olympic trials over the marathon distance or in the marathon itself. So now will be really buoyed by getting back to those two racing for second and third. Meanwhile, Barega is starting to turn the screw here.
Yeah, through halfway in just under 14 minutes, 13:52, so quick. And if they went really quick or quickish, if they went really quick in the second half, which these guys could do, then we could be looking at something well under 28 minutes. But Barega pulling, and Ngetich and Catrofe, the best three-year champion on the track, is going to continue to develop. And look at Emily Sisson, this is brilliant from the American.
She's listening to you, see? She said, right now I'm going to go right past them. She's also looking around and seeing who's in that pack and thinking, if Helen Obiri is looking a little bit tired, I'm going to create a buffer for that, because no matter how tired we talked about Helen Obiri can be, she can still finish, and Emily will want to keep moving hard into that finishing straight to give herself as good a chance as possible of shaking the two behind her from her coattails.
Yeah, her personal best goes all the way back, a couple of years back. 2023 for Emily Sisson, has run 32 this year. But, you know, when you're in your kind of big marathon part of your career, but she said, I'm just giving that bit of a rest for the time being, so that gives you a little bit of chance to get a bit more pace in your legs, run the shorter distances. Great effect here. I mean, if she were to come second here, not just coming second, Helen's gone. I know what you said about the finish, but with 400 to go, she isn't catching that up. Gabrielle Selassie's looking behind. That's always a bad sign. It's Sisson has just got ahead, focused, is away.
A long way up, but I do think Emily might be on for personal best.
So Eisa, the 20-year-old from Ethiopia, if you've never seen her run before, you're going to see an awful lot of her in the major championships in the coming years. But for the first time, she's going to win the Great Manchester Run. It's not going to be an incredibly quick time, but it's pretty solid, and a quick second half. Eisa wins.
የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
A strong finish in the last 2-3 kilometers to get ahead of last year's winner Gabrielle Selassie and Helen Obiri. So the American with a big performance, and that is going to be a huge run for her, inside a personal best by probably 20 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds or so. Gabrielle Selassie takes third, and Helen Obiri looking a little tired, did a lot of the hard work for fourth, and then we'll be watching for the others to come through. Matt Doyle, the Australian, I can see Amy Eloise Neal almost running down Vivian Chariot here. Vivian Chariot will be coming in next. And then Neal with a pretty good run there, around about 31 and a half minutes. Just outside her, South African, isn't she? Should know, I know her really well. Getting my Antipodean countries mixed up a little bit. Anyway, Ngetich, Barega, Catrofe. Help me with my pronunciation here, Paula, because I've commented on it before. And is it Catrofe?
Spanish is the one I don't have. Catrofe, maybe? I don't know.
Well, whatever, he's running very, very well. Looks comfortable, doesn't he? I just, you know, these three were expected. They're in great form in different ways. Ngetich, last year's winner, and hoping to do something similar to what he did last year, where he ran away in the second half. But it's Barega, you know, I've always enjoyed watching Barega. I think he's a great athlete. Olympic Games didn't go his way, didn't defend his title in the way he would have.
Of cat and mouse here, I'm not sure Catrofe wants to be at the front. He's kind of drifted his way through. He's gesturing for Barega to come by. This is a real race now. They don't care about the time. They care about getting it right and making a big move when it counts the most and when it's going to hurt the other two the most.
Which is a shame, because I think they're on record time. They're on a time, or certainly on a pace, which, if they don't slow too much, you're looking at each other, and but you want to win, right? You want to win a big race like this. But if you are watching the clock, as we are a little bit, and you're thinking, right, you know, the 27-21, Mika Kogrove, 2000. Very well, I can see Brett Robinson is leading the chase, but in that little group, Garamenu, say that again, Garamu, and Alfie Manthorpe is running very well the last 12 months or so. Alfie is tucked in there. There he is. He's actually pushing it on now. He's got, you know, one of the greats, Garamu, then Brett Robinson, great experience that the Australian has, but Manthorpe just trying to work out, Paul. I think he's going to get close to 28 minutes here. he's probably sensing it. You know, if he can finish strongly, he's probably thinking, well, I'm not the top three here, but let's keep this pace going. I've got a chance of getting a personal best.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that will be going through his mind, and certainly in terms of with the two others around him, if I can go to the front and just push on a little look back, then come on, somebody give me a bit of help here, because we are on for a decent of kilometres.
Well, he's got 2K to go. Would have to go some. He's went through there in 22:41. His personal best is 28:15. So he'd have to really find a couple of big last couple of kilometres. It's not possible. So what do we see here, Paula? There's Ngetich and Barega. There's a saying in athletics, isn't there, that a very good Ethiopian and a very good Kenyan, when it comes to sprint finish, the Ethiopian wins. But on the road, it's always a bit different. Your sprint finishes on the road are just so different, aren't they?
They are, but true to form, it is at the moment the Ethiopian who's tracking, which is kind of the way that they do. It's definitely the way that the Ethiopians train. They spend a lot of time up in the high.
And Catrofe now has just moved past Alfie Manthorpe. Oh, it's great running by the British athlete to try and force it on. But Catrofe has decided he's into just about the last 2K here. 9K will be there very, very soon. So he's pulled himself away to fourth. Incidentally, just taking a lead from the women's race, Eisa ran 15:07 for the second half compared to 15:35 for the first half. I think we're seeing something similar in the men's here. Really have picked it up, these three. There's the 9K. They've already gone through it. I'm waiting to see what the actual clock was. Okay, Paula, it was 24:59. That means a really fast last kilometre. I don't think it's going to be... They needed to be about 6 or 7 seconds quicker if they were to get the course record.
Yeah, I think if he was on a track and he was really fresh coming into it, Barega might be able to do that. But now doing his legs on the road, and although he's just pipped on the line there, he's still saving something, and this is better for him as they get closer and closer to that finish line.
And he was very close to Jimmy Clessier, the Frenchman, and look, he's the only one to try and cover here. And Ngetich has got nothing. Barega's gone early here, very early. Now, if Catrofe could just hang on to him, struggling to, that's a big burst of speed, as we'd expect from Barega. Is it good enough? Looks as though it's going to be. Is it too early? I doubt it. He's strong enough to keep this going. He can smell the finish line just about. The crowd's developing. Folks who were in the half marathon under the bridge, and now we'll be able to see the Finnish gantry just ahead of him. So Selemon Barega, Olympic champion from 2021 in Tokyo, moved onto the roads in fine style. This is the first time we've seen him here in Manchester, only his second ever 10 kilometres on the roads, looking to have a new part of his career where he looks to dominate if he can. 10K, half marathon, marathon even, who knows, but this time he'll be absolutely delighted to win the Great Manchester Run 2025. Selemon Barega is a champion. The Uruguayan pushed him all the way across the line in second place.
የዩቲዩብ ተከታታዮች ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ቤተሰብ መሆን እንዳትዘነጉ። ላይክ እና ሼር በማድረግ ለሌሎች እንዲዳረስም አድርጉ።
Those three well ahead, and Ngetich, last year's winner, having to settle for third. Alfie Manthorpe has really chased hard for Catrofe, but Catrofe just responds, finds a little bit of speed from years gone by. Alfie Manthorpe not far outside his personal best, around about 28:20. We'll get the official time there. Very good run from him though, 5th place in a good field. Brett Robinson in 6th.
finished that last 400 metres really, really quickly.
Last 5K was very fast in that men's race, 12:57. I think we'll check that because that is incredibly quick. Anyway, they are our top three. Barega wins it with a great last 5,000 metres. Catrofe, second place from Uruguay. And last year's winner, Ngetich, was third. And that's it for the elites for now. Back to Sarah.
Two brilliant elite race.
Yeah, well done to her. Really good performance to finish second in a great field. Men's result first, though. There's Barega, 27:49. Incredibly fast last 5 kilometres. Catrofe was second. Last year's winner third. Geramu came through for a strong finish ahead of Alfie Manthorpe, the first of the British athletes. Big performance from him, not far outside his personal best. And then further down, David Griffiths coming in 8th place. Medina Eisa, one of the top young athletes in the world at the moment on the track and indeed on the roads, winning 30:42. Again, a dominant last half of the race. Emily Sisson came through very strongly to get ahead of last year's winner, Gebre Selassie, and the great Helen O'Beary. Amy Eloise Neal, first of the British athletes ahead of Verity Ockenden, finishing in 7th, and that's